Fall foods are finally here, but I'm still sneaking some summer things into the mix. So if you've been keeping up with these what I eat in a day videos on my channel, then you know that last month I was still very much in summer mode with my food. Even though September is a time where people want everything to be fall, here in Virginia, we were still mostly getting summer produce. And if you haven't been keeping up with my videos because this is the first time you're ever seeing my face, then my name is Sarah and I'm a registered dietitian, and this channel is all about healthy eating. So if you like that sort of thing, then you should definitely subscribe. But this month of October has really gotten us into the place where we're starting to get fall foods, but we're still in that transition period. And this is one of my favorite times of the year whenever we're between two seasons, because you're getting some foods from the previous season, some foods from the next season, and it's this really cool place where all of those different flavors can come together and mix. And if you're following me on Snapchat, then you know it was just a couple days ago that me and Jason finally went out into the garden and cleared out the rest of the tomatoes and the peppers and the basil and everything that was kind of still hanging on out there, because we're just now getting to the point where those things are at a risk for frost. So for this what I eat in a day, you're going to see a nice mix of those summer and fall foods coming together. But without further ado, let's get into the actual food part of this thing, and then I will meet you back here when we're done. We're gonna start things off here with breakfast, and before I eat anything, I like to have some water, but when it's colder, I like to do hot lemon water, and I just use the Keurig for this, and I like this because I want something warm and cozy to kind of get me started, but I'm not ready for coffee or tea quite yet, so the hot lemon water is really nice in those colder months. And then, when I move on to my food, I decided to have yogurt this day, and this is from Maple Hill Creamery. It's their 100% grass-fed whole milk yogurt, and I decided to have about a cup of that in my bowl, and then I added in a little bit of cinnamon, actually a lot of cinnamon, and I went in and mixed that in until it was nice and incorporated. And then I had a local apple, so I chopped that up, put it in the bowl, and I also decided to add in some pecans, so that adds some extra fat and protein, a little extra crunch, and this combo is kind of like apple pie for breakfast. And then after I ate this, a few hours later, I was hungry for a little bit of snacks, so I decided to have some coffee. This is a honey processed coffee. You can see Pornchi is investigating it there. And to that, I added my sweetener, which is maple syrup, but I used a little less than normal because honey processed coffees are a little bit sweeter on their own because of the way they're dried. And then I added in some whole milk from Trickling Springs Creamery and just mixed that all in. Then for lunch, I had leftovers from the night before, and this is my favorite drunken noodle recipe. And I've been making this so much every single week for the past few months because it calls for a lot of Thai basil, and the Thai basil in the garden has been going crazy. So this has hot peppers, onions, the Thai basil, tomatoes, all kinds of delicious stuff from the garden, and it's so flavorful. I just love it. And then I also had a melon from the garden, about half of one of the small melons that we grew. Then for snack, I decided to make this little like snack plate. So I had some grapes on there. This is a smoked cheddar from Trickling Springs. Tastes amazing. It's so good. And then I also had some Greek marinated olives. And this is like a nice combo of sweet and salty, and it was delicious. Then for dinner, this is where it gets not as cute because it's dark outside, the lighting isn't as good, but this is a really, really delicious combo. So on the left, I have some grass-fed ground beef along with sweet and hot peppers from the garden, basil and mint from the garden, tomatoes from the garden, onions, garlic, and a head of cabbage, and then my skillet potatoes here, which I will link that recipe, that video, if you want to go check that out and learn how I make that. And then to go with this, I had some local sauerkraut. This is a raw sauerkraut, so that adds some probiotics to the meal, and also just a nice like acid flavor to cut through the other stuff. So that's what a day of eating looked like for me in October, and what I hope this really shows you is that whole real foods can be really, really delicious, because these meals featured in this video are some of my absolute favorites. And let me know in the comments what kind of stuff are you making this time of year, because I'm sure everyone would like more ideas and inspiration for their own meal planning. I hope you liked the video, and if you happen to be new here and you want more healthy recipes and nutrition info and healthy eating tips, then make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. And if you're loving the free info here but you're finding that you need something more personalized, don't forget that I do offer one-on-one nutrition coaching and counseling, so if you're interested in that, just let me know and we can get that set up for you. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.